Calendar Q4 is upon us, and now's the time to start thinking about what 2026 is going to look like and how you're going to set goals. And if you're a small business owner and you haven't typically set goals in the past or tied them to actual performance indicators, KPIs, OKRs, there's metrics that can help you evaluate how your business is performing over time beyond your P&L, beyond the cash flow. And I can help you take a look at what those things are. But I've created a 90-day sprint to help you get started. And in a 90-day sprint, we'll help to identify what are those key areas that you want to be monitoring on a year-round basis. What should you be monitoring on a weekly basis, a monthly basis, quarterly, and annual? And it will give your team alignment in what you're striving for and setting those goals. But the important part is now you have a runway for getting a plan put together that won't feel rushed, and your team will be bought into it with a 90-day sprint towards that. I would encourage small business owners, whether you seek outside guidance or help, or you're going it on your own with yourself or your team, there's 3 things that I would start to look at in this next quarter to finish out Q4 strong and start Q1 of 2026 strong. So the first thing is reflect. Let's look at what is working well, what has happened this year that has been working for you. Maybe there's been things you've implemented, or they're just things that you know are core to what your process that work really well for you. And then start thinking about where you're stuck. What are those roadblocks that are coming up and how you might maneuver, and what maybe the situational things are, the nuances versus it's a repeated problem that we always get stuck in this one spot. It might be mapping your client journey, your onboarding of your clients, or even just the journey from lead generation through completion of product delivery. Think about each point at which you're working with your client or your customer and how you might improve that, or where you're getting stuck in that client delivery. And then the last one is, what is something that you think you need to change that really you think would move the needle, you just haven't had time to implement? Next thing I would say is take that reflection and incorporate it into a weekly check-in. I've said on my other videos, using plans, progress, problems format can be a great tool for managers to come together in a consistent format where all managers have equal footing for reporting out the plans, progress, and problems. And that goes from a place of, rather than you feeling like you need to be heard, to actually listening to your colleagues and understanding how maybe you might be able to help remove roadblocks for them and vice versa. And by focusing in on plans, progress, and problems, it also allows you time to prepare and perhaps address things offline before you bring them into the meeting that's with all the managers and the leadership team, or the owner, or whoever, the CEO, whoever's in charge. You want to really try to work in between these meetings to move things forward. And with the clarity of an action plan, a strategic plan, program plans within each area, that can give you a solid plan for executing and reporting on these plans, progress, and problems. The 3 Ps, when implemented properly with your management team, can really start to give you consistency and traction and momentum in addressing and acting upon different goals and moving initiatives forward. So the third area would be, what is one key objective that you can focus on in the next 90 days to finish out the year strong? If you look at the different key performance indicators, or what you track in terms of what does success look like, think about what is the one initiative or project or objective that you can focus on as a team that will leave you in a better spot by the end of the year and start 2026 strong. So some of these tactics, you can definitely go do them on your own, implement them. If you need help getting there faster and implementing a structure, I have created a 90-day sprint for creating an action plan and aligning your team around common goals and objectives for 2026. You can start this at any time, but now's the time to get a jump on it. You'll get ahead of it and you'll get buy-in from your team. You'll have time to evaluate and think rather than rushing and just coming up with something in January and hoping that it's going to be the plan for the year. Don't wait till December or January to put your plan in place for how you're going to set goals, what success is going to look like, and how you'll communicate those things. I can help you get started with an action plan, a 90-day sprint. If you want to know what it's like to work with me, I do a 30-day, no obligation, no contract jumpstart to help start evaluating some of these things. You'll get a mini roadmap. So even if you decided not to move forward with a 90-day sprint, you have more insight as to where you should be looking in finishing out the year and starting 2026 strong. So take a look at where you are now, reflect what's working, where are you stuck, what needs to change. Then apply that to a model of reporting with your team of plans, progress, problems. Finish out the year with this new format and see how it works for you. And then the last thing is focus on one strategic initiative. What is that one thing that you need to get right by the end of the year? If you need help with all this, I'm here to help. Book a free strategy call, take the assessment, book your 1-hour strategy call, and we'll get you going on a plan. It's not too late to get started for 2026. Now's the time to plan like a CEO and execute like a COO. You have the vision, now you need the implementation and action to make it stick. Focus on setting those expectations with your team through reflection, consistency, and focus.